Tadpole Media Group yearly update, karate chop action. Wah! Wah! Welcome to the Tadpole Media Group Yearly Update Video Edition. I can't believe it's been a whole year since the last time we did a Tadpole Media Group Yearly Update. It's gone by extremely fast, but at the same time, so much has happened. But one of the main things that has happened this past year, and it's actually happened consistently every year, is that we have a significant amount of new listeners, which is really exciting. We love that. But at the same time, many of you who are watching this may not know what Tadpole Media Group or any of that is. The good news is we actually have a Tadpole Media Group website coming out soon. It's not out yet. It'll be called tadpolemediagroup.com. But I'll be giving a brief description of that a little bit later. Basically, what we do with this Tadpole Media Group yearly update is just kind of give an overview of what's happened with our podcast so far. Alright, so where do I start with this year's yearly update? Fortunately, I just finished listening to last year's yearly update, so I'm not going to be repeating myself. I don't want to overlap or anything. If you want to know the information about where we were last year, download our podcast on iTunes or go to our website and look at last year's Tadpole Media Group yearly update. I do it every year, and basically I'm going to do the same thing this year. I'm just going to go through the list again like I did last year. So let's start off with the ceiling fan. Well, as I said last year, the ceiling fan is probably my favorite project going on constantly with the Tadpole Media Group, and I'm guessing that since you're watching this, most people only know about Tadpole Media Group because of the ceiling fan. So if you're watching this, then you probably know what the ceiling fan is already. So I won't go into any detail about the description of what that is. But if you want to know more about it and you don't know what it is, again, go to ceilingfanpodcast.com and you can find out all sorts of information. One thing that people have been writing to me saying is that they love the ceiling fan, which thank you so much for saying that, but also that they try to tell their friends about the ceiling fan and they like try to explain it, and it's just very hard to explain because we've got 3 seasons and each season's been a little bit different. So what we're working on right now is putting together a 2 to 5 minute introduction video that you'll be able to share with your friends and say, hey, I love this podcast, The Ceiling Fan. Here's what it's about. So be on the lookout for that. It's going to be on our website in the next few months. It'll be a fun and creative way for you to get to share your favorite podcast with your favorite friends. So anyway, wow, it's been an amazing year for the ceiling fan. We've had a blast. I've had such a good time. I've had people write in and comment and say that they really liked season 3. People trying to guess what's going to happen next. And, you know, I really appreciate that because that was kind of a fear of mine whenever we were discussing the story arc for season 3 and really taking on this project, which is a much bigger project. Before, like, when we first started the ceiling fan, we would put together an episode the night before sometimes, and it just, we were afraid that maybe season 3 was going to be too far away from the original idea of the show. But it seems the changes that we made from what you guys have written to us and said were for the best, and we're really looking forward to doing season 4. Another cool thing that's happened with the Tadpole Media Group and with the ceiling fan this year is that we added a new person, and it seems like this guy's been with us forever, but it's actually just been within the last year and after the last Tadpole Media Group yearly update, and that's Garrett Vandenberg, who Garrett became a member of the Tadpole Media Group team last year and was a very significant part of the creation of season 3. Also, because of his musical genius and everything, he was a key factor and really probably the reason why we were able to do our very first Adventures in Odyssey rock tribute album, disc, CD, digital download, whatever it's called these days. And you guys can download that on iTunes, Amazon. We would love for you guys to buy that and enjoy it all day long. There's a link in the description, or you can just search McAllister Park in your iTunes store. So where is the ceiling fan now? Well, like I said, we just finished season 3. We finished the McAllister Park album. We updated the website so it's much easier, user-friendly. If you haven't checked that out, check it out, explore around because there's some new stuff. We announced this year's Ceiling Fan Hijack Contest, which is a video contest. If you don't know about that, go to ceilingfanpodcast.com/contest. Check that out and enter because it's going to be really fun. We launched our very own YouTube channel, which many of you may be watching this on there. If not, that is youtube.com/TCFpodcast. That's our channel. Subscribe because we're going to be putting out a lot of extra fun new content that is only going to be on there. Behind the scenes stuff, so every once in a while I'll put up a video, maybe of me driving in the car, for example, and you don't want to miss that, right? So with all that, what's next? Well, I'm glad you asked. We are currently working on the 4th, that's 8, 4 Ceiling Fan Christmas Special. And it's going to be super fun. I can't give you all the details, of course. Why would I? You'll have to listen. But I will say that Freezy the Snow Boy may be back in this episode. And I will also say that be sure to listen if you're interested in Season 4 of The Ceiling Fan, because there may be a clue. And speaking of Season 4, we are also in the process of writing Season 4. Now, we've had it outlined, we've had the idea and the concept ready to go and in the cooker since the beginning of Season 3. And so we are actually in the process of writing all of those episodes and scripts, and we hope to have that ready to go and out the door in full swing by January, sometime in January. And Season 4 will be a continuation of the story arc that we started in Season 3. It's going to be a lot of fun if I do say so myself. I'm really pumped. I'm enjoying writing the script sitting in Starbucks. I'm like all excited writing the script in Starbucks, and people are looking at me like, what's he doing? That's The Ceiling Fan. The other project that Tadpole Media Group has going on is Early Recordings with Kevin. Early Recordings with Kevin is this project that I had started a long time ago, and then I stopped. But then I was like, hey, let's put it all back up. So I've been putting up segments of that show, and basically, if you haven't listened, I take like recordings that I did usually before college and when I was a kid and stuff, and play them, and I talk about them and that sort of thing. It's kind of goofy and not very well produced on purpose. I do it very quick. Actually, with the future of that podcast, what I want to do is actually turn it into something a little more educational. So I will take those clips that I did when I was young, and then using the knowledge perhaps that I've gained, you know, in the last maybe 10 years, then I will analyze it, I'll critique it, and hopefully 15-year-old Kevin doesn't find out, because then he'll feel really bad. But just go through and say, okay, this is what I did wrong, this is what I did right, and what I would do now. And obviously technology's changed. So, you know, putting a little more effort in mainstreaming the podcast, I think will make it better. So check that out. Stay tuned. It's very sporadic that I come out with them because my main focus obviously is The Ceiling Fan and Tadpole Media Group. And speaking of Tadpole Media Group, like I said, we are working on a Tadpole Media Group website. But what in the world is Tadpole Media Group? Tadpole Media Group is a concept that I came up with whenever we started, and actually The Ceiling Fan was the first podcast. It was actually called Tadpole Radio back then. Now it's Tadpole Media Group. Basically, it'll be a more visual and central location for you to find other work that people on the team are working on. For example, if Lauren is coming out with YouTube videos, you'll get to see him there. If Garrett has some new song out, then you'll get to see it there. It's a way for us to promote maybe other stuff that we're doing as well. But then also you'll have updates on new Ceiling Fan episodes, Scoopcast, early recordings, all the usual stuff from Tadpole Media Group. And we've got some ideas for some new stuff, whether it's videos or podcasts or whatever. You'll get to hear all about that right there on one website. So hopefully some really fun stuff in the future. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching this year's Tadpole Media Group Yearly Update. If you have any questions or comments or anything like that, or just want to say hello, please leave them in the comment section on YouTube or email us at info@ceilingfanpodcast.com. Or you can comment in our comment section on our website. It's really fun. We love to answer your questions. I check that pretty often. Plus, there's some fun and funny fans on there who have some pretty crazy discussions that you could get involved in or just read. I mean, it's pretty fun. So if you haven't checked that out, I would advise it. It's a very fun time. Just don't get obsessed with it, because good things can become bad things. So that's all for this year. I hope you enjoyed. Peace! Two quick things for those of you who stuck around and didn't turn off the video when you thought it was over. Number one, we actually have a brand new cast member that's going to be in Season 4 of The Ceiling Fan. I can't tell you who he or she is, but listen to the Christmas special and you'll get to hear his or her debut. Number two, I'm working on a really big project that I can tell you absolutely nothing about, and it's gonna take like a year and a half for me to complete, but it's big. It's gonna be a really big project. I can't tell you about it because I don't know if it's going to actually work out, but if it is, then I will definitely keep you guys updated. I will say that it is Odyssey related and it will be well worth the wait. That's all. This is really the end. Thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you all later. Email, write. Talk to you later. Bye. Peace.